Welcome back. It's hour number 2 of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with Jason Lloyd, Mikey McNuggets, and Zach Jackson. I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Anthony and Steve on the other side of the glass, and one big hour for you. Welcome if you're just joining us on YouTube. Guys, yesterday, I wasn't working at all yesterday, and so I didn't do much social media, but for like 30 minutes, I went on just to kind of see what was going on. And the reaction to Deshaun Watson's practice yesterday was people have lost their minds. I got to, and I know
it wasn't just yesterday, Bull. They didn't just lose them. They've been gone.
I know, but here's the thing. You're right. It's crazy, and this is not exclusive to Cleveland.
Before you get to the reaction,
yeah,
Zach, how did Deshaun look yesterday? So everyone's on the same page.
Okay,
they know what they're reacting to.
Fair enough.
He resembled a professional quarterback for the first time yesterday.
Yes,
it was far and away his best day.
His first throw, I was looking down and I heard it.
Yeah,
and I looked up. It's like, oh,
right.
Okay.
It was the first day that he had consistent or consecutive completions on any type of consistent basis, and it was the first day that there was more than one throw that made you say, "Oh, that was really good." Because every time he's done that previously, he's followed it up with one of the worst misses you've ever seen.
You said you heard it,
Yeah,
the zip catching.
No,
hand,
like we were happy to be standing right there. The ball hitting his. I forget who caught it. The ball hitting his hands made a pop that made me look up.
I texted the group, and then I want to get to the reaction too. But I had heard from multiple people who were out there like, "Hey, Deshaun's cooking today." So I texted the group, and you and G. Bush, who were both out there, and now you're confirmed as a third set of eyes, all said the same thing. By far his best practice to date, maybe his best ever as a member of the Cleveland Browns.
Probably, yes. Someone actually asked me that, and I said yes.
This conversation alone tells you that we have lost our mind as a society. We are debating, we are talking about a guy who you traded 87 things for, which I had no problem with. And we're trying to get ourselves excited because he had one decent day of practice.
Nobody here is getting excited.
No, I know nobody here is getting excited.
But we're acknowledging that he finally threw it well.
Who cares?
Right.
And I got to tell you, like, I know this is gonna. Oh, you're so negative. You know, yesterday even Michael Simon, Cleveland's own. Oh, the Cleveland media is too tough. Michael Simon, you should know. He said the Cleveland media is tougher than Philly and New York. Has he lost his mind, Michael Simon?
I saw he tweeted
absurd
at Mcneil-Warren.
Yeah, then I responded.
You responded, and we like Michael Simon's
love
on the show.
Michael. He's
great dude. We would love for him to come back on the show.
We'll come back and debate this.
He's so wrong on this.
He couldn't be more wrong.
I sent him a text this morning to see if he wanted to come on about this.
Couldn't be more, and I love him.
I know. We love Michael here too.
Couldn't be more wrong. First of all, every media has a mix of some good and some bad. Everybody gets lumped together.
Yeah.
The media in general in this town is completely soft, and everybody that's not soft, including the people on this panel, knows the media in this town is soft. So that's number one. But that's why when people like you and Jason and I get called negative all the time, because we're keeping it real, and there's too many people that don't. Okay, number one. The truth is, this whole quarterback situation is a disgrace. It's embarrassing, and the fact that we're having to have the fact that people are who won the quarterback battle today. Right. They're both awful. They might not always be awful. I've said a million times, I still think there's a chance Shedeur Sanders could be something. I don't know. Deshaun Watson is awful. He's awful, and nothing is going to change that. I don't care if he has a good day of practice. It's practice. Now, I could look into when something's terrible at practice, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong when I'm done here. If a guy's terrible at practice, that has some meaning to me.
Sure.
If a guy plays well in practice, that means
supposed
nothing. It's practice. Mm-hmm. He's not getting hit. So the fact that not everybody, and certainly nobody in this panel, the fact that some people got excited that he had a good day of practice, every day should be a good day of practice.
Right.
For Deshaun. If you're a legitimate NFL quarterback, you should never have a bad day. You could have some bad throws. You should never have a day where we're like, that's terrible. And pretty much almost every day he's had here at practice, games, whatever, has been terrible. So no, it's meaningless to me that he had a good day of practice. It's a complete joke that anybody would get excited about it.
He's only on the roster because they cannot afford to cut him.
He's only in the NFL because of that.
That's right. This is the guy that sunk the franchise.
Yeah.
You gave up the farm for him. He's played 19 games, 3 of them well.
Yes.
Right? Like, he's on the team. A year and a half ago, the owner came out and said Like this was a swing and a miss, and it wasn't controversial. It was
No.
factual, and he's still on the team because you've done such a poor job. And he comes out every day and he stinks, so he has one good day, and you take notice.
Yeah.
He did throw 6 interceptions over the first 4 days. He hasn't thrown one since, but he has not put 2 passes together before yesterday.
Yeah.
Let alone 2 days.
I mean, look at how low
and
the
they
bar
owe him
is.
$80 million on the cap after this year. So even if he plays well, they can't bring him back because they have to void years. And his cap number next year when he's not on the team will be $50 million. This is the worst trade in NFL history. This guy has no value for the current Cleveland Browns. He has one good practice.
I don't even know what to say.
I can't believe that I'm being backed into the corner to even try and
Oh my
defend
God.
Deshaun. And
Yeah.
but I just keep thinking, I don't disagree. I want to make it clear. I don't think Deshaun's good. I don't think he's going to end up being good.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to get annoyed or upset by fans who want to get excited at this point of the season when there have been no games, every team's 0-0. This is when fans should get excited, whether they want to believe the quarterback tracker and make it the end-all, be-all Bible. That's up to them. But if
we're going to tell them the truth, whether
I know,
like it or not.
and
And
I'm
that
not
quarterback tracker is garbage.
I'm not saying by one practice you should change your opinion on who's winning the quarterback battle, but if you're starving on an island, you haven't eaten in 5 days, and an MRE gets dropped gets dropped from the sky, and it's the first calories you have. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a flaming yan or an MRE. You're going to eat the food.
It's not an MRE.
Mike, the
Browns,
MRE in this
it's
case
not
is
an MRE.
Browns fans, if they want to get excited because Deshaun had a good practice and they want to tell themselves maybe this is the start,
Browns fans are not
let them
getting
tell them.
excited.
I'm just not here to tell a fan how to fan. I'm not going to tell a fan how to fan.
Bring up that graphic, please.
I
Bring up
am.
that graphic, please. Okay.
QB tracker?
Yeah.
Look,
Bring up
yeah,
that.
got it.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch every throw of every practice. I believe that the numbers are accurate or close to accurate. I'm not charting every single pass, right? But that's 7 touchdowns because they were all thrown in the red zone. The play was started at the 8-yard line or the 3. In 7 practices, there have been 2 touchdowns thrown in not red zone drill.
Yeah.
One was a complete duck underthrown by 6 yards, and one was a complete dime that was so good that Todd Monken stopped practice after.
And those are both the door, right?
2 non-red zone touchdowns in 7 days.
Yeah.
So yes, he did throw 7 touchdowns yesterday, and yes, a couple of them made you say, wow. But on one of them was right in front of us, Luke Floret ran out of bounds. It's not even a touchdown.
Yeah,
they didn't
right. And it's not like he earned his way down the field. They were just working on red zone.
They put the ball at the 8-yard line
I
and
mean,
said,
come
snap.
on.
Right,
What are we doing here?
Each drill has a purpose and a starting point. And
There's
it specifically
no context on
it's
that.
3 plays in a row from the left hash, 8-yard line.
Yeah.
It's 4 plays in a row from the right hash, 4-yard line.
Yeah.
Like, so you should score on those. You're right, but if you don't score on 3 of those 4, it's a failure.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if fans want to get excited, this is all, like, let them get excited. I agree with you. I don't think Deshaun's going to be any good. I'm not changing my impression of him based off one practice. But if a fan wants to get excited because Deshaun had a good practice, let the fans get excited.
Fans could do whatever they want.
Like, this is not a high school pep rally. We're not trotting out the sophomore quarterback.
I'm not
saying he had 7 touchdowns in our scrimmage against Columbia Station.
I was not critical.
This is the National Football League, and the guy can't play.
We're celebrating this if he's getting a trophy.
So you're more mad at, like, Pat McAfee retweeting this.
Pat McAfee's an idiot.
Okay, then that I'm agree with. Like, well, not I like Pat McAfee. I like Pat McAfee. Yes,
but he's a moron. We all know this. Let's stop.
Media should not be hyping up the fact that Deshaun threw
course
7
not.
touchdowns. But I also don't want to come out here after yesterday on this very show.
Yeah.
You, me, and Jay sitting here were like, and Zach with us. Deshaun Watson has been unplayable through camp.
Yeah.
He goes out and has a good practice, and then just be like, "Oh yeah, he deserves." I'm just trying to acknowledge the fact that it's okay that he had a good day. It does not change how any of us think about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
But if a fan, and once again, understand that's not what you're criticizing.
Yeah.
If a fan wants to talk themselves into maybe there is something left in Deshaun because he had a good day in practice, I'm not going to tell them don't get excited on August 5th.
But I will too, because I want fans to have realistic what's the word? I can't think of the word.
Expectations.
Expectations.
And they'll be realistic today when he probably throws 8 interceptions.
No, there's one thing you can realistically and fairly take from it. Okay, he finally had a good day. Like, this quarterback competition is going on. Right?
Yeah.
Today's the 6th. It's going till at least the 23rd. The coach has said, we got at least one more day of alternating. Like, when we are ready to make a decision, we'll stop the alternating, but I don't see that happening next week. Right. He's saying if it's still a competition, and it probably is, then they're both going to start one preseason game. Well, the preseason games are the 15th and the 22nd. right? That's a long way away.
Yeah.
They only have 2 practice days off
Yeah.
in between. So it did have, this is a competition, so that's what fans can take.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
What was Todd's initial timeline? OTAs, right?
He said end of OTAs early in camp, meaning that he knew there would be an acclimation period in camp. He knew it'd be he wanted it to be now so they could go forward.
And that's just not happening.
But he's been willing to push it back 2 weeks or even 6.
You know that when he's, I don't know who's in his inner circle of close confidants. You know when it's private and he's talking to those guys, he's like, these guys can't play.
That's right.
Right? I mean, that's what he's saying.
It's not even out of the realm of possibility that Shedeur starts like he should and Deshaun plays in red zone and running situations. It's
Really?
not out of the realm of possibility.
Wow.
No, you can't do that.
Mike, this is the Cleveland Browns.
You can't do that.
You can't.
Well, most teams can't, but Zach's right. He's covered this team.
I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying that's in the realm of possibility. And I've thought that since the spring when I've watched them.
Oh, my God.
Almost every day in practice is bad.
I have considered every possible outcome for this. That is not even one that I was allowing myself to consider a reality or a possibility of being a reality. But
they're giving Deshaun Watson a chance for foolish reasons. But the 2 that you can point to are he has the experience edge and he has the athleticism edge. And Todd Monken wants to run. Todd Monken has said multiple times, and so is the offensive coordinator, we are going to run scramble more than we run any play. Like, that's just how it breaks down. And that's not he's acknowledging a new offensive line and all of this. But, like, you see Watson gets in and they run a designed keeper every now and again. Now, we know he's going to get hurt. That happens. But, like, this is what the head coach and the designer of the offense is thinking. So that's why it's not out of the realm. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's not out of the realm of
Is he
possibility.
still athletic enough? I mean, coming off the injuries?
It's a good question.
Yeah. I mean,
it's hard to tell in camp.
It's hard
pads,
to tell.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
I mean, if you want to do that, just play Taylor Green. That would be funny.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing. I think later in the season, Taylor Green might be active on game days and might play that role. But early, because Taylor Green's not getting even the regular rookie reps because all the focus is on these guys.
Yeah,
so right. Just it's year 0 for Taylor Green. Next year will be his rookie development year.
Jason, what's your take on what happened yesterday? You sat there.
He was there. Yeah,
I just enjoyed, and I'm good, man. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this. I mean,
that was the most fired up we've been, and it wasn't an argument.
Yeah.
We were agreeing, just phrasing it in slightly different ways.
I thought he had a good day. I don't know that it means anything in the grand picture, but he had a good day yesterday. And I hear your point, and I think it's only fair to acknowledge, he had a good day.
Acknowledge, fine. But some of the media comments were just ridiculous.
I didn't see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. But it's just, come on, let's live in reality. Stop.
So let me ask
this is a competition of who's the bigger loser.
Can I ask you a question? I'm curious to all you guys.
Yeah.
Unlikely, granted. Deshaun comes out today and has another really good practice.
Uh-huh.
How many does he have to put in a row before you start to believe that maybe he is turning it? And the bar to turn the corner is still incredibly low. I get it. But how many of these in a row would you say, okay, maybe he's not the worst thing I've ever seen, like you said.
Easy answer for me would have to be 4 practices.
4 practices.
Because I've never seen him play 4 good games in an orange helmet. So I would have to see 4 practices in a row.
Yeah.
Because I saw 6 dreadful practices, 2 of them as bad as you could ever imagine, including the first day when everybody's fresh. The first day, he could not complete a pass in individuals, in team, in anything. And until yesterday, in team drills, every time you had a nice completion, the next play was either a pick or a miss by 6 yards. And that's exactly what it looked like in the spring, too.
So your answer's 4.
Nothing. There's nothing Deshaun Watson could do besides games. I mean, he would have to do something in games for me to think he could be a serviceable quarterback.
I mean, I told you guys for months, they want Deshaun to win the job.
It just doesn't make any sense.
So I don't think that he has to put very many together.
No, I'm saying for you personally.
The thumb is on the scale.
For you personally, but to think that there's any chance of a reclamation for Deshaun Watson, how many good practices in a row would you have to have, or you have to see, to believe that it's even still possibly in there?
Probably more than 4.
More than 4?
Yeah. Like, up until August 23rd. And even then, I don't think I would believe.
Speaking of 4, he shows how tone deaf he is by coming to his interview wearing his 4 hat. Like, this is long past, man. Just wear a Browns hat. Like, be a member of the team, right? Like, this whole 4 thing is way gone. You sunk the franchise. Like,
so embarrassing.
So tone deaf.
Yeah. Well, that's never going to change.
Today's the last day of installs, right?
Yep.
Or according to Todd Monken.
That's what we're, full pads today, last day of installs, light practice tomorrow, and then Saturday, full pads.
Is Casey Concepcion okay?
Yeah, he's back. I mean, now it was mostly a non-contact practice yesterday.
Right.
But I think he just had an awkward landing on the shoulder, and they're just going to make sure he doesn't.
Everybody's going crazy about Boston. He's looked awesome, but how's Concepcion?
Fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
So you like both of them?
Yeah. I think Boston's been clearly the standout guy of spring and early camp. So,
yeah.
But, I mean, Concepcion's made some plays. Like, one of the big completions early in camp was like a really not well thrown ball. Concepcion stopped, left his feet, and came back for it.
Yeah.
You've seen the ability. And he dropped the ball on several occasions in the spring.
Yep.
I haven't seen at least a bad drop. Maybe I've seen one not get caught, but I've not seen a bad drop through 6-7 practices.
We're gonna have Mike Sando on next. He wrote he wrote the column of he does his tiers every year, and obviously Deshaun finished 31 of 35, and Shedeur finished 35 of 35. I don't know if you saw the comments about Shedeur.
I did.
It was pretty bad. What'd you think of that?
Yeah. Well, I think Pro Football Focus had 38 guys eligible last year for the full list, and Dylan Gabriel was 37th, and Shedeur was 38th. So that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. And again, Shedeur was a developmental quarterback a year ago and is a developmental quarterback now. He's got a long way to go. He should be the starter for this team, and they should sink or swim with him. But the fact that he has not won the job and the coaches have not budged, it's either gross incompetence and thinking Watson, or they just don't have any trust in him.
Either way,
so all we can do is report what we see.
Yeah.
And either way, it's bad. Either way, it's going to next year, which is what I've been saying.
Yeah. That was interesting that Jimmy, even though it's obvious to most of us, that Jimmy the other day admitted they're not really competing in 26.
And that's why I give him credit, because he's pretty transparent when he talks.
Yeah,
he's honest.
He tries to be honest as much as he can. Yeah. And I give him credit because he's the only owner in town who talks. That's it.
That's true.
Dan hasn't talked since 2019.
Right. Yeah. We wish it was more than 2 or 3 times a year, but you're right. He doesn't.
Yeah. Dolan only talks once in a while with state media.
Dolan would rather, I wrote in the piece that will go up later, he'd rather write a check to Tarek Skubal than answer questions from reporters. Like, he just doesn't do media ever.
Other than Jerry Jones, I don't think a lot of NFL owners do a ton of media either.
Most are available at the owners' meetings.
Yeah.
But other than that, because Jimmy speaks there and he does his annual training camp press conference.
Jimmy speaks at owners' meetings. He speaks
before the season,
training camp,
and at the end of the season.
And then when they fire someone.
Yeah, which is a lot.
Which is a lot for an owner, and I do as much as
that's true.
I give him credit for that. Like
because really the owner should only talk on like big picture projects.
Yeah.
You know,
like the stadium,
which is stadiums and hirings are big picture projects. Yeah,
I do Jerry, and then they hold press conferences.
He's the exception.
I think it was interesting that son-in-law was part of the press conference, and like he cut Jimmy off once to.
This is the guy that's going to be the face of the Browns.
That's weird.
At some point.
Weird. Very strange. All right, Zach, good stuff. You're headed back out to camp today.
Yep.
What are you looking at today? Anything of note?
Watch some passes. It's full pads. It's going to be a competitive practice.
All right.
The early practices are time restricted as well as contact restricted. I think you can go over 2 hours now.
Okay.
So they're going to go at it.
And do we know for sure which quarterback is starting the first preseason game? He hasn't said that yet,
we don't
right?
Today's a Shedeur day, though.
Today is the practice 8.
Yeah. You think they're going to run Deshaun out there for start a preseason game at home? I don't.
They're probably saving for Buffalo.
So, but he's going to play either way, no?
The first game's at Chicago, right?
At Chicago.
Deshaun will start the first
Deshaun will start,
game.
Yeah.
And the second one's at home?
The second one's at
home.
It's
not like backwards.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not like he's going to get cheered in Chicago either. But you
don't want to be booed by your home fans in a preseason game.
Or maybe he will get cheered because he gives the other team a better chance to win. So, not that we care about the preseason. Thanks, Zach. We'll see you later. When we come back, Mike Sando joins us from The Athletic. We just mentioned that. We'll get a take on Browns quarterbacks being near the bottom of the list next on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Guys, do you love Great Lakes Brewing Company's Dortmunder Gold Lager, but looking for something a little lighter? Meet the new Dort Light. It delivers the same great Dortmunder Gold taste and drinkability, which is 90 calories and 2.9% alcohol. Experience Dort in a new light. Find Dort Light wherever Great Lakes is sold. Please drink responsibly.
All right, thank you, Great Lakes Brewing. We love you, and we're happy to have you aboard.
You could have a Great Lakes Brewing Company beer on Sunday at Hilarities for our WKYC talent show, raising money for Sando.
Yeah.
I'll be doing stand-up. You can get tickets if you take a picture of the QR code on your screen. They are going fast, by the way.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do stand-up too.
And I was going to say, I think we talked Bowling to doing a little set during this talent show as well. So Sunday, 6 p.m. at Hilarities. All money goes to the Sando Ride to Cure Cancer. So it's for a great cause. So whether you can actually come or not, you should buy a ticket. Help the Sando team raise as much money as humanly possible to find a cure to cancer.
7 p.m., Mike.
I think it starts at 6. This says 6, right? I don't have my glasses on.
It's 7.
Yeah, I
says
think
7
that's
on
wrong.
the
It's
poster.
on the website. It says 6. We'll get that.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. It's Sunday.
Kind of important.
Yeah, we need to know.
Polk told me 6 earlier. I've been telling people 6. The other graphic says 6.
All right.
On the commercial we run, it says 6.
Yeah, I didn't make this graphic. So
Be
I
there
don't
at
know what
6,
time.
everybody. Don't come at 7. Come at 6. If you're there early, we'll hang out. We'll talk about how the quarterbacks.
How many of us are going to be there? Is it just you two?
I think so.
Nobody. Everybody else is no showing.
I got plans.
Excuse me.
I don't know.
Jason's
I just
baby?
texted Polk to confirm the start time. He sent me graphics. One says 6, one says 7. So
Well, that's a poor job.
classic Mike Polk. We love Polk.
All right. Mike Sando's going to join us in a couple of minutes. We talked about his column on Tuesday of the quarterback tiers. He does this every year. It gets talked about. I find it so funny. Like, obviously, we're all entitled to our opinion. But, and like when I saw Lamar Jackson got more tier 2 votes than tier 1, I was like, that's crazy to me. But it doesn't mean they're right, but it's not like Mike just picked these numbers out of a hat. He interviewed 50 credible people who are actively working in the NFL. And that doesn't mean they're all geniuses, by the way. There's nepotism in this business like anything else. Some of them might be idiots.
But there's also a difference in arguing should Lamar be 5 or 4.
Right.
And are Deshaun and Shador really 31 and 35? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
well, the other day, who got upset? I think it was G got upset that I think Shador was 35 instead of 34 with J.J. McCarthy. At that point, does it matter?
No. It's the neighborhood. It's not
the address. The question is anybody in the wrong neighborhood? I would actually argue, I think there's 1 or 2 people in the wrong neighborhood, but, whatever.
Nothing's egregious. The order, I think tier 2 is too big.
Tier 2, yeah.
Tier 2 is just, I think there's a deviation in the top of tier 2 and the bottom layer of tier 2. You can maybe make the same case about tier 3.
Lamar Jackson, again, should be in tier 1, in my opinion.
I agree.
But it is what it is. But
tier 3 I would think it would be 5 tiers and 3 would be the widest.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it too.
I would have Lamar in tier 1, and who would you drop into tier 3? Like everybody from Baker down?
I think Herbert, Prescott, May, Goff, and then I'm higher on Caleb Williams than maybe others.
I am too.
I think that would kind of be your tier 2. The rest are tier 3. But
I would move Darnold. I'd move Darnold and Knicks up.
I would move. If I were voting, this is a culmination of votes, so I would have Knicks a little higher. But I don't think there's any to me that I'm like, oh my god, that's so way off.
I don't think there's anything egregious there.
No.
We got Mike. All right, Mike Sando does the quarterback tiers every year. We love talking about it. We talked about it on Tuesday. I like that Mike was kind of going at it with some people on Twitter yesterday. I found that funny.
As someone who always goes at it with people on Twitter, I can see why you would enjoy that.
Yeah, because that's right. I fight with people on Twitter all the time. So, because people say just the dumbest things, as if some random Joe's opinion is more important than 50 current people in the NFL. And again, it doesn't mean some of them aren't wrong sometimes, but like a general consensus is going to be a stronger opinion than some random Joe on Twitter. But anyway, Mike, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
There was a random Joe. I went after a random Joe. I said, hey, everyone should follow Joe here because he's correct. Mahomes and Burrow aren't that good. My favorite little salty one was going at Bill Simmons a little bit. He's like, his Patriot fanboy stuff. He's like, yeah, I got, is Drake May a top 4 quarterback? And I said something like, 8 GMs, 9 people who think he is. And I listed all the people that voted, people who think he's not, all the people in the league, and the people who think he is, just Bill. So it's fun. I have fun with it. I love the banter, and there's always good stuff to talk about.
He was right though. That Bill Simmons, like, and again, everybody's entitled to their opinions, but at least admit when you're biased.
Yeah.
He does, though. I mean, everyone knows he's a Celtic fan, Patriot guy, so that comes with it.
Fair.
You might be surprised to hear, Mike, that Browns fans are unraveling over.
Are they really?
Deshaun at 31 and
Come
Shador.
on.
Well, Shador fans are unraveling over Shador at 35. Yeah. Deshaun fans, the 6 that are left, are unraveling over Deshaun at 31.
Shador is just uniquely polarizing, I think, for the fans. Yeah. He is.
So when did you start the polling on that? Because obviously this was done before training camp.
Oh yeah.
So when were these votes accumulated, I guess?
I start after the draft, because after the draft is when we know who drafted quarterbacks and what the situation is for every team. It doesn't really change after that. So I'm kind of going from after draft, and then I'm finishing up, definitely by July, it's because I go on vacation usually first week of July, and I've got it all done by then, but most of them are done. I probably got a lot of them done by mid-June.
So what were you all surprised to see Deshaun come back at 31 and Shador at 35? I'm guessing not.
No surprise on Deshaun. I would give him a 4 all day, and it's not like it's disrespectful. It's just he's at best an unknown. At best an unknown, and at worst the jury's in, and it's not good. Shador is so interesting because there were people who thought he was going to be drafted, people in the league who thought he was going to be drafted much higher. And so, yet those people were not necessarily saying they agreed that he should be drafted earlier. A lot of them were saying, I wouldn't pick him in the top 10, but I think there was an expectation he would be drafted higher than he was. And now, after seeing him last season, and not just as a player, but just seeing how he handles things, I think the league's turned off. Maybe unfairly so, maybe even more so than the on-the-field product would suggest, just because of the way he goes about his business, I think is not exactly what NFL teams are looking for.
Explain that.
So, well, he has a pedigree that the others don't have. Things have come easier to him than to others because of who he is. And it's not necessarily, I think that what happened in the draft is probably more reflective of what his talent is than his name. If he was Shador Sando, I don't think that it would have the same resonance as Shador Sanders. So he's one of those guys who could be propped up by who he is a little bit in our consciousness. I think there's no doubt about that, versus the traits and how you see him as a player. And now, are people in the league overreacting to that and hitting him extra hard? I think 10 or 12 people put him in tier 5, which isn't even a tier in the tiers. That means you're not even a starter at all. No one got enough votes to be in tier 5, but he got he and I think he might have got the most, and JJ McCarthy was right there too. So people are already saying this guy's not a starting quarterback. Pretty harsh.
Mike, I know you can't say who voted in what tier or who voted for who specifically, but Deshaun Watson did get one tier 2 vote.
Which was crazy.
And I just have to ask, did that person explain to you why they still had faith in Deshaun Watson despite the lack of evidence over the last 4 years in Cleveland?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. I've got the votes here on my screen. Good thing I'm not sharing my screen. You'd see who it is. Shador got one tier 3 vote, right?
Shador got a tier 3 and Deshaun got a tier 2, correct?
Oh, Deshaun got a tier 2. Yeah. Okay, so what happens sometimes, I'm going to just see who it is to make sure. Okay. Yeah, it's not surprising to me. I think there are some offensive coaches who will have a higher number of ones, and they'll be kind of an octave higher than others on on these quarterbacks because they think if they got them, they could do it.
Yeah.
Not all of them like that. Some of the offensive coaches are finicky and say, I don't want this guy. I would rather have this guy in style. But every once in a while, there'll be somebody that has more tier ones and they're like, hey, let me have that guy. Like Rodgers got a tier one still, you know.
Oh, come on.
I think one, out of 50 people. And I think in some of those cases, it says more about the voter, than it does about the player.
Mike, when you end up writing this article, some of the comments that you put in from executives, coordinators, coaches, general managers, etc., are eye-opening, both in good and bad ways. I assume for quarterbacks, and in the Browns case, that did not get the highest of reviews, you have to selectively pick and choose what quotes you actually include in the article. How much worse and or better on both ends of the spectrum are some of the things that you hear that don't actually make the published article on The Athletic?
Well, I try to balance out, because you're giving somebody an anonymous forum, I don't want there to be a personal attack, or a hearsay personal attack. I want it to be, based on what they've seen, and then I want to try to balance it out. So, in Shadeur's case, or like JJ McCarthy, I used a tough one. Like JJ McCarthy was like, football is hard for him. I think that sums him up. Football looks hard for him, but then there's also something in there of like, hey, maybe we need to change our expectations for him, And so for Shadeur, I was mindful of, I think in the beginning of it, let's not just drop the elbow off the top ropes for everybody, because you could do that. That would represent most of what people are saying. But, when somebody says, hey, the best thing he could have is a fresh start with Todd Monken, who's had some success in the league and is an established coach, to clear the slate, that gives him a chance that he might not have had otherwise. I think it's fair to put that in there, whereas even though that's not what 45 of the 50 guys were saying, I make an effort to put that in there and balance that out a little bit. Because I think if you just go overboard, it doesn't feel right. It just sort of feels like you've got something in for the guy, and in these cases, I don't. I mean, I'm not a fan of the teams. I don't have personal relationships with the quarterbacks, I'm usually covering the league from an executive and coach and more thematic things, than being on the beat and being with the players as much. So I think that's the fair way to do it, and that's what I do.
I was curious. My biggest, really the only thing that I think outraged is a little strong, but that I vehemently disagree with is I can't believe more guys voted Lamar tier 2 than tier 1. I just don't understand that. What?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me, that one.
He's even after his MVP seasons, he was, he had a majority in the tier 2.
It's just nuts.
And now last year he was overwhelmingly tier 1.
Yeah.
But he's kind of been, the guys that have been like that in the past have been like, Andrew Luck went to tier 1 and then tier 2, tier 1, back to tier 2. I think Matt Ryan did that. He did make it after his MVP season, but that was it. Phillip Rivers, was mostly 2s, but got into the 1s. I think what mystifies a lot of people and fans on Lamar is, he's just been such a spectacular player, just overall. But I think you also have to look at the definition of the tiers, and this is, fair or not, he doesn't fit the tiers perfectly, which is, top tier is carries your team every week, and I think we could say that with him. Expertly handles the pure passing situations, which means take away your legs, the game's going to get reduced to you being able to operate on offense as a passer. And I think he's done that the last couple of years better, but for most of his career, that hasn't been his forte. Most people in the league feel like if his legs go, he's going to be a good quarterback, but not a tier 1 guy. And last year his legs went, he didn't run. He didn't want to run. And so this year they're putting him under center. It sounds like they're not going to run him as much. We'll see. And if they do that, I think he could still maybe be a top 5 quarterback. Certainly a top 10 quarterback, but people don't feel like that's the same as like what Josh Allen is doing right now, or some of those other guys in tier 1.
Yeah. Mike, I went back and looked at the last 5 years of the tiers at the bottom, because obviously that's what people here in Cleveland are focused on.
Yeah.
Last year, Joe was 31st. Kenny Pickett was last at 34th. The year before, Jacoby Brissett came in last. In 23, it was Gardner Minshew. In 22, it was Geno Smith. In 21 was Flacco again with the Eagles. None of these outperformed really their ranking, you know.
I
So
feel like Geno did.
Geno
in
did.
22?
Geno had a bounce back. Yeah.
Well, the one that stood out actually to me was Darnold came in one above the year that he was in Minnesota. So they got that one wrong. Obviously, nobody saw that coming. But I guess
Darnold, the interesting about Darnold, as bad as Darnold was with the Jets, he was a 3 2 years with the Jets. He was never a 4. Like, you know, now he fell off the planet after he left the Jets, but he was not hated when he was first, you know, coming out.
So how often are they really, really wrong at the bottom in your experience of doing this?
Not much. Now, one I will clarify that, because tier 4 is Jacoby Brissett and those guys who aren't really full-time starters in the eyes of the people in the league, but it's also like not enough information. So, you know, Patrick Mahomes had 1 start after his first year. I put him in the survey just because I wanted to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Everybody said, I love this guy, but there's not enough info. I'm going to give him a 4. Well, they're not wrong. They're just giving him a 4 because we haven't seen him, and he jumped right up. So there's some of those types of things. But I think for the guys who've been in the league a long time, you're probably only wrong if they were overly downgraded from being in a super difficult situation. I think the New York teams have been super difficult situations just for Daniel Jones, Darnold, what's around them, the expectations in the media, all of that stuff. So we have seen some guys, I think, go and perk up after being there. But most of those guys we're talking about are backups, you know, that you were reading off are best as backups and never really were more than that.
Yeah. Mike, we appreciate the time. Great job on the column as always, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
Great.
Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Have a good one, guys.
It is fascinating, and he took us, you know, inside the making of it to some degree. I do think, to be fair about it, when it comes to Shedeur, the fact that so many people vote, some of it is personal.
Yeah, 100%.
There's
100%.
no doubt about it. Because based on the criteria, he should be a 4. You should vote him a 4. There's not an...
And 4 is an unknown.
It's a
backup, or we don't have enough information.
Right,
we don't have enough information on
Yeah.
Shedeur to have a definitive reason.
I bet you there are some of the people that voted him 5 didn't like what surrounds him. Whether it's his fault or not, some of it may be, some of it not. They don't like what's around them. They wouldn't want to deal with him in that situation, which I get on some level, and that factored in. There's no doubt about it. You know, the circus that comes around it can be, and that factored in, I think, no doubt. I mean, Mike said that basically. That factored into some people's decisions to grade him as a 5 rather than a 4.
If the category characteristic for tier 4 includes the unknown, he's an unknown. Like,
right.
You may think, and
Yeah.
if G was here, G thinks he's going to be good.
Right.
You may be in your camp, you don't think, or Zach doesn't think he'll end up being good, but the reality is
But I would give him a 4,
yeah,
not a 5.
because of the unknown. Like, and a 5 means you have no chance, basically. And that's what he
Right.
said. And he did get some tier 5 votes, but all those
Nobody got the most tier 5 votes.
all those that's what Mike said. All the young guys though, that, you know, have less than 10, 12 starts in their career, we don't have the needed information to make a definitive determination.
Obviously the ones that, you know, like Cam Ward got a 3, I think, right? Or was he 4?
No, he was a 3. And Tyler
so
Shuck was
he
a
did
3.
nothing. I know he was a high pick, but he didn't do anything.
But he started 15, 16 games. You have a bigger sample size.
Well, but
it shows
anything, that should have penalized him because he wasn't any good.
It shows people are just higher on his overall potential than
and it shows there was some personal here. But should Shedeur have been significantly higher than where he was? No.
He's got a chance he has a chance to rise the rankings significantly.
Right, but he'll still get some people that will vote him lower because of the personal, which
I agree.
Again, it's
not
unfair,
right.
I understand it at the same time. But
if he's good enough, none of the rest of that will matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter at all.
You have to be good enough to
That's right.
For where teams are willing to put up with everything else. If you're not good and there's everything else, you got no shot.
It's the hot crazy scale with girls.
I don't think you want to go down that road on the air.
No, I'm just like that. It's a meme that everyone knows. Like there's a line
of demarcation. When we come back, Is the line on the Guardians' chances of winning the Central in the appropriate place? That's next on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Game Day Men's Health Solon is offering 50% off your first month of eligible TRT membership, free testosterone consultation, free in-body scan, free vitamin B12 injections. Every man deserves to know his T levels. Call Game Day Men's Health Solon at 440-201-4919 today and schedule your free consultation. And guys, football is back tonight. It is on WKYC and NBC for the Hall of Fame game, and coverage starts at 7 p.m.
There we go.
There we go. Carson Beck, Kenny Pickett.
Check it out.
Can't miss it. Also check out the Monsters because we like the Monsters.
Well, yeah, they're
out of season, but when they get back in season,
when they come back,
coming.
watch them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, WKYC 7 p.m. coverage begins.
And the comedy show doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. That's why there was a little confusion on the
So hopefully we'll
graphics.
see you all there Sunday.
Sunday, 7 o'clock. The show starts.
Yeah.
Get your tickets by clicking
Rain
the QR
or
code.
shine. I mean, it's indoors, so it would make some sense.
Yeah.
Who else is performing? Do we know?
No idea.
Do we
Mike
have any
Paul.
good musicians upstairs?
There is Patrick, the production guy, is fantastic on the guitar.
He did the guitar for the
National anthem at
at
the softball game.
Oh, that guy.
He's fantastic on the guitar.
He was
Yeah.
really good. We got to play that softball game. Should we try to organize it for this year?
We talked about that.
We literally talked about that yesterday.
Oh, we're going to do it?
I do not want to take on the responsibility of
All right, we'll talk about it off the air. Maybe I'll do it. Although I don't know anybody really upstairs except for like 3 or 4 people.
We'll now all have emails.
What's that?
We have emails.
We
We
have
can
emails,
get in
so.
touch.
All right.
Let's talk Guardians.
Speaking of baseball, the Guardians, the White Sox remain the favorite to win the AL Central after the trade deadline, and Guardians have dropped 2 games since the trade deadline. There's the is this up to the minute, or is this as of like yesterday?
As of this morning.
As of this morning.
When I said the rundown last night, the Guards were plus 185. They're now plus 200 after
So
losing.
one
last
loss, and they dropped to plus 200, huh? Minus 125 on the Guardians, plus 200. I'm sorry, minus 125 on the White Sox, Guardians plus 200, Twins plus 700, Tigers plus 800, and the Royals are 300 to 1. Is that right? I'd bet on the Guardians.
night. I loved at that price.
Yeah.
I love the Guardians. I know they're 3-10 in the last 13 games.
Yeah.
I know they're not playing good baseball right now.
Terrible.
I know the offense can't get a clutch hit to save their life.
Yeah.
But despite the fact they are playing so poorly, they're 3.5 games back.
3.
3 games back of
Yeah.
the Chicago. It's 4 in the loss column.
4 in the loss column.
Of the Chicago White Sox. They erased a 15-game deficit basically in just September last year. 3 is minuscule. And I don't think Chicago is a better roster. Baseball is a season of ebbs and flows. Well, you have taught me that more than
Yes.
anyone else. And although the Guardians are playing horrific right now, there's no defending how they're playing. Last night's loss was inexcusable. I still think they're the most talented team in the division. I still think they're the best team in the division. They have a winnable upcoming couple of series on the schedule ahead of them. And they should be able to erase a 3-game deficit, and you're getting 2-1 money. I love the number plus 200. I will actually put a little sprinkle on it responsibly this morning.
That's a big series coming up this weekend at Chicago, because a big difference between 3 games back and 6 games back. And I know you said last year what they made up. Last year's the anomaly. I would not go into any season without thinking like that.
Just saying, 3 is not a crazy
number.
I'm
not gonna, I have said they're going to win the division all year. If they get swept by the White Sox, they're probably not going to win the division. I don't think they will, but
it's a big series this weekend for, normally September is when you really start watching the standings, but it's time to start now, I think. I've been step for step with you. I thought the Guardians were going to win the division. I'm not going to move off of that now. But, man, they need to win this game this afternoon. I'm not going to call it a must-win or anything, but you can't get swept by the Mets. Then going into Chicago for a big series with the White Sox.
We called the Mets a get-right series.
I mean, I thought that's an easy 2 or 3, maybe a sweep, and it's going the other way, 2 or 3, maybe a sweep.
Yeah. And 2 demoralizing losses.
Yeah.
It's not even just bad losses. The way they've lost has been just ugly. But plus 200.
Are the Guardians an underdog in this game?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, McClain's a good pitcher, but so is Griffin's been great.
I would like to think it's his first start, new system, unfamiliarity with the catcher.
I guess.
But I'm excited to watch Griffin today. Like, very excited to watch him pitch. I'd be lying to say I've ever watched him pitch in my life. I don't think I've ever seen him.
Really pitched the majors for 1 year.
But Jay was talking about he throws 7 pitches as a lefty.
He's got a ton of,
Like,
a lot of these guys.
I'm really excited to see what he can do with this pitching factory that Cleveland has become.
Yeah.
Can they maximize what's already been an incredible season for Foster Griffin?
A lot of guys like him that go to Japan, they learned, because in Japan they throw 1 million pitches. It's much more common. Like when Darvish came here, Ohtani, all these guys.
Daisuke had what was his pitch?
I can't remember what it's called.
So the screwball? The forkball.
Yeah. Guys from, they just they don't rely on
power,
velocity as much,
right?
And so they throw 1 million pitches, and so a lot of American, or not necessarily American, but non-Japanese pitchers that maybe are borderline major leaguers will go to Japan or even Korea, but Japan's the better league of the two, and kind of branch out. They're like, okay, if I want to have a major league career again, I better do something differently.
Learn how to pitch.
That allows them to make money, and they learn these pitches, and they become. And we've seen a number of guys do that, come to America and pitch well.
What is Griffin's strikeout? I know he's not a huge strikeout guy, but is it a sweeper? Is it a big buckling curve? A sinker?
I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I actually don't know. I should know, to be honest, but I'm not sure what his best.
He's not an overpowering guy. He's not. He's like. Think crafty lefty.
Yeah.
Which is sometimes my favorite pitchers to watch. Yeah.
I mean, Jamie Moyer used to throw in the 80s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Foster Griffin at least is, he's in the 90s, but he's
his
not
strikeout numbers
are
guys. Decent.
They're okay.
But, yeah.
A little under 1 an inning, but it's not a nothing burger.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch him pitch. And McClain, on the other hand, is a really good pitcher, too.
Yeah.
He's the Mets' best young
he's
pitcher.
one of the few players they have hope for on that terrible team, but they haven't been terrible the last 2 days, and hopefully they can bounce back. Have we seen a lineup yet, Anthony, by any chance?
It should
Not
be out.
that I've seen, but I go take a look.
Yeah, it definitely should be out.
I asked Jay yesterday, and he gave me a non-answer on this bowl. But
go ahead.
What is your perfect lineup for the Guardians? And Jay's whole point yesterday was he's over the platoons. Like, he's done with platooning left to right. He wants the Guardians to pick their best 9 and play their best 9. So I asked him, if that's the case, what would the new lineup
There's going to
look?
be a platoon because Nate Lowe's not going to play against lefties.
So you could pick either lefty or righty, but how would you like to see game 1 of a playoff series against
I'll bring it up.
pick?
Here's the Guardians lineup today. I got it. No. Wait a second. Is this lineup?
They tweeted it out 39 seconds ago. I got it right here.
Okay. You got it?
Yeah, I got it. You ready? DH is Travis Bazzana.
He's leading off. I like that.
Right fielder is DeLauder, Jose, Lowe, Martinez, Rocchio, Haplin, Bailey, Angel, the new one. I forgot how to pronounce the last name, and then Griffin's pitching.
I was going to say, you better have Hanau in the lineup.
Angel Hanau.
Hanau, right?
So Stephen
and
Kwan.
Jose's back. That's huge.
Kwan's on the bench, and that's how they're.
Kwan and Adele are on the bench. It's
Bazzana's playing DH.
It's a day game. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
Adele's on the bench.
You said Jose. Jose's back in the lineup.
So now it's second.
Yes. That's huge.
I
Hanaus
know.
playing second.
Jay made a big thing about they've changed the lineup a lot. The reason they've changed the lineup a lot is because they don't have a good lineup. Now it's better, but there's still going to be. I do think it's beneficial to a team to have the same lineup.
I agree. I agree with them.
But when you don't have a great lineup, it's harder to do that.
So what's your lineup? Game one, they're facing a righty.
They're facing a righty.
Game one.
So I would have. I think they're going to lead off Quan, but okay.
No, I want Adam the Bull managing the Guardians.
I would have Bazana 1, Jose 2, DeLauder 3, facing a righty. Let me just look for a second.
Adele, Low.
I would have Adele 4, Low 5, Rokio 6, Hanau 7, the catcher 8, and then Quan 9. That's what I would do.
And who's the DH in that scenario?
I don't know.
Might be Pizzana.
Might be Pizzana, yeah.
Because I'm just trying to figure out where Hanau fits into the...
in a perfect world, again, we'll see how he does, but now that he's up, I'm playing him every day.
He's got to play.
Yeah.
He's got to
play. I'm playing, real quick, Anthony, 30 seconds. I'm playing Bazana, DeLauder, Jose, Rokio, Hanau, and to me, Adele every day.
I agree.
And then obviously Nate Lowe's playing every day against righties. And then the catcher situation
switches
there.
I mean, if you could do that, that's 7 of your 9 guys are everyday players.
Exactly.
You can mix and match, where in the infield they are. But that's a lot better than what we have seen over the last little bit, which is platoons and 4 or 5
Jay
positions.
is right. Ultimately, they do need to have more consistency with the lineup. All right, when we come back, we'll wrap things up. Some final thoughts, super chats, and 60-second trivia next on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. All right, welcome back. Final segment of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show for a Thursday. And again, remember the Hall of Fame game, the first preseason football game of the year, just down the road in Canton, will also be on your TVs right here on WKYC Channel 3 and NBC nationally. Coverage begins at 7 o'clock. Live, Panthers, Cardinals, 7 p.m. tonight. Everybody lock in.
Hall of Fame induction weekend.
It is.
Yes. That's
Luke
right.
Kuechly.
Yep. I can't remember.
You guys excited football's back?
I think it's Larry Fitzgerald too, right?
Yeah,
Larry
of
Fitz?
course. I'm excited to
I'm
watch.
gonna watch a little bit tonight.
Yeah.
I want to see if Kenny Pickett looks like the quarterback Jason thought he could be last year.
Wait a minute.
Jason
Wait a
did.
minute.
I'm just
Yeah.
messing with him.
Yeah, I never once said Pickett was going to be this world class.
Just
Pickett's
messing.
terrible.
They were shopping in the scratch and dent aisle last year
Yeah.
at quarterback.
And this year.
And you get what you pay, and
Yeah.
this year, and you get what you pay for.
Is Jeremiah?
Except in the case of Deshaun,
Yeah,
you do
right.
not get what you
No,
pay.
yes.
I wonder
true.
if Jeremiah Love's going to see any action tonight.
I wouldn't. He's a running back. Why? I don't.
I'm just saying he's a third pick. I don't
Yeah.
think he'll play, but if he is playing,
I would never play a running back in the preseason. That's the one position. And I'm not like someone who's like never play. But running backs, what's 3 carries for him going to do?
Yeah, that's a running back.
I don't know. I think you do need to get hit. You need to get hit.
Get hit in the regular season. He's been hit in college 1 million times.
Yeah,
in high school.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't like playing running backs.
I
That's
think
just that's the only
Too high of an
position.
injury risk.
Yeah, and like they have a short shelf life, running backs,
Yeah,
more
they
than
do.
any other position.
They do.
One bad injury could destroy their career, unlike most other positions.
Ready for trivia?
Yeah,
Yeah.
60-second trivia. Let's
All
go.
right, guys. In August 6, 2012, NASA landed their 4th rover on Mars. What's the name of the rover?
Oh God.
Jeez, is that sports related?
And
I asked Mike this morning, you want sports or non-sports? And
Oh,
he said
okay.
non-sports.
I thought maybe there was a sports name to it or something.
NASA landed their 4th.
I have no idea.
Artemis.
No.
Good guess.
This is like the most recent one. You guys, it's very famous.
Boy, is this embarrassing
I have
because
no idea.
my wife's
I've-
best friend's husband worked on this ship. I'm
Oh,
sure.
really?
Yeah.
I have
Jeez.
absolutely no.
No clue.
He's a rocket scientist, like a legit
literally a
rocket
rocket
scientist.
scientist.
Yeah, he literally sends ships.
Jeremiah Smith.
No.
What
It
is
is
it?
the Curiosity rover, guys. It was the first one to
I
show
know.
That was
us.
famous?
Curiosity was huge. I mean, I don't know. I was in grade school, so we did like
Okay.
projects upon projects upon it.
I
so-
don't-
I didn't know that. I'm curious to know more about Mars history
Curiosity.
now, though. I had no idea.
We'll see you tomorrow on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show.
Peace.